Hi, welcome. This is a video on the discriminant, which is part of the quadratic formula. So we're working from the standard form of quadratic equations. The quadratic formula is x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And the discriminant is just that part under the radical, and so the discriminant is b squared minus 4ac. So if we want to know like what is the value of the discriminant, we would want to say in this case, so it's ax squared plus bx plus c, that a equals 8, b equals 6, and c equals negative 5. And so I can then just plug in the values. Here's my b squared minus 4 times a times c. And my b is 6. And my a is 8. And my c is negative 5. And then I can just plug that in my calculator. 6 squared. Let's see here. 6 squared minus 4 times a, which is 8, times c, which was negative 5. Double check. Yeah, negative 5. And then just hit enter, and it gives us that the value of the discriminant there is 196. So then I'm going to go back over here. I'm going to say the value of this is 196. And then we need to kind of think about this for a second. There's 3 possible scenarios. If your b squared minus 4ac, if your discriminant is either positive or negative or 0. And so if your discriminant is positive, then you're going to have 2 real solutions. And if it's 0, you're going to have 1 real solution. And if it's negative, you're going to have 0 real, but 2 non-real solutions. And this is what this would look like. In this case, if you got 2 real solutions, you're going to have something that looks either like this, where it opens up, and those would be your 2 real solutions. Your 2 real solutions would be the places where they cross the x-axis. Or it could open down, and you might open down, and then you might have something that looks kind of like those right there, and those would be your two real solutions. If it's equal to 0, then it's going to come down and touch the x-axis just in one spot, or if it's opening down, it could come up and just touch the x solution in one spot. And so those, what that looks like, if you have one real solution, it just touches it just one spot on the x-axis. And then finally, if it's negative, what that would look like would be it just doesn't touch the x-axis at all. So it might come down and look something like that, or it might be below the x-axis and just come up but not touch the x-axis at all. And so let's say in that case, if it's negative, there's no place where it touches the x-axis at all. It just doesn't touch. And so there's no real solutions. But there are two non-real solutions, which would mean you would have something with an I in it. Remember, the I is the square root of a negative number. So if we go back over here, we see that 196 is positive. So there are two solutions, and they will be two real solutions. If we're going to go down to this graph, I also know that 8 is positive. A is positive means it opens up. So I'm going to go down and take a look at the graph that we have. It looks like this is going to be D. And so this would be graph D. And then in this case, I've got A equals -1, B equals -6, and C equals -9. So once again, I like to copy it down. B squared minus 4AC. You're less likely to make mistakes with your substitutions if you'll put the numbers right below the numbers that are being substituted. So B squared, that's blank squared, that's B, minus 4 times blank, that's A, and then another blank, that's C. And so my B is -6, A is -1, and C is -9. So then I'm going to go back to my calculator, and I've got, I forget already, -6 squared. So -6 squared. Make sure that when you're using the negative, you're using the one with the parentheses. And then when you're putting minus, that's minus 4 times A. So -1 and -9. -1 and -9. And then I hit enter, and it gives me 0. So the value of this is 0. My discriminant is 0. And to go back here, once again, if my value is 0, that's this one right here, then you're going to have one real solution. And so I'm going to have one real solution. And then I go down and look and see which one of these have one real solution. And that'd be B, because it only touches just at that one spot. And so that is this graph. Also, just note that it's facing down. It opens down. And the A is -1. And so this negative says, hey, this thing's going to open down. And then over here, this one's a little bit tricky. I'm going to say I got -3x squared. Oops. Let me put it up here. AX squared plus BX plus C equals 0. I'm going to put my x squared right here, -3x squared. And that's really easy. Then I can see that A equals -3. B, now I notice there's no x term. So I'm going to say that would be the same as plus 0x. So B is 0. And then C is that's that plus 6. So that's always your constant. And that's 6. So back over here again, B squared minus 4AC. B is 0, that's 0 squared, minus 4 times A, which is -3, times C, which is 6. And I plug that in my calculator. And I've got 0 squared minus 4 times -3 and 6 times -3 and 6. And then I hit enter, and I get 72. So this is equal to 72. My discriminant is equal to 72. Since it's positive, I'm going to have two solutions that are real, two real solutions. And then I'm going to go back down here. And a note that my A is -3. And since it's negative, it's going to open down. And so This one will be A. And then I got 9x squared plus x plus 3. That's ax squared plus bx plus c. When there's nothing in front of the x, we know that that's a 1, so I can put a 1 there. A then is equal to 9, b is equal to 1, and c is equal to 3. So over here, my b squared minus 4ac, blank squared minus 4 times blank, and my b is 1, and my a is 9, and my c is 3. And so again, put that in my calculator. You want to do this by hand? Please, I challenge you to do so. It's good for you to practice that arithmetic, but you might also want to just run it past and check it with the calculator. So b is 1. Let's see, 1 squared minus 4 times, I got 9 and 3, so I'm going to put 9 times 3, and then I hit enter, and I got negative 107. So this is negative 107. The value of my discriminant is negative 107, and so the number of solutions, there will be 2, but they will be non-real solutions. And that the only one left is C, but notice again that it does not touch the x-axis, and so that would be C. Thank you. Keep practicing. You're doing fine.